Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my face. Heart is racing here now. Never wanna wait out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess. No, you're a mind reader. Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my veins. Heart is racing here now. Never wanna wait out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess. No, you're a mind reader. Mind reader.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Let me know if y'all can hear me, if y'all are out there, or I may need a refresh. Let me refresh it. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I don't see the mic moving, but I'm going to do a refresh anyway. All right, I see the mic moving, so we should be good. What's up, everybody? Still drop a comment. Let me know if you can hear me or not. Just wanted to do a quick video. Well, I got some time. Let me know if y'all could hear me. I'm pretty sure you can. But hope everybody's doing well in this wonderful land of make-believe we live in. Just like the title says, good old Donnie Trump. All right, playing with the stock markets. Word on the street is the stock market, just before he announced his lifting of the terrified syndrome, right? Terrifying everybody. Um, the stock market all of a sudden shot up, whatever, before the announcement. So, I mean, whatever. I don't really care about none of that shit. But it is what it is. And always a lot going on. Helicopter flies out of the sky. You got a racial divide going on, white and black story. Shit makes no sense. Um, you got the super tariffs on China. I told people to boycott. I'd love to see Americans boycott China. That would be funny if they boycotted China. They'd be homeless. Yeah, people arguing me about all this stuff, talking about, oh, China this, and they're an enemy. Just regurgitate mainstream there. I mean, guys, what we are witnessing, what I am witnessing is just simply, it's simply I'm starting to think that Neuralink is already implanted in people. I mean, I'm seriously starting to think that this Neuralink is already inside of people because we're, if you've been battling and arguing with people and just dialoguing with people, you will quickly realize they're all saying they guys. It's simply, I think I'm starting to think these people have AI already embedded in them. Because how else could these people be so brainwashed? You know, they literally regurgitate the same exact. The responses are the same. I drop jewels on somebody. You know how many times? Oh, it's word salad. They just word salad. Like what? Like, you know how many times I've heard that? Going at leftist liberal maniacs. Everything these Trump extremists, right? Every single thing these Trump extremists say is the same exact shit that I've heard from the leftist liberals. I mean, it's literally this. It's unbelievable. The minute you disagree, like I even will drop a comment just to because remember, guys, you got to understand. You know, there's a lot to this awakened game. That people have no clue about. See, me, I understand it. I know how to comment to get the exact reaction that I'm looking for to see if these motherfuckers is all on the same shit. And it works every single time. I just challenge the belief system with facts. Oh, look at you, libtard. I checked out your page. You're definitely a liberal. Look at all the anti-Trump, and you're this. All these political derogatory statements. It's like it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. I can't, I can't take it too much. What relieves me is studying the law. I just study the law. You know, and I'm like, I'm up here fighting for y'all dumb motherfuckers. I'm in a group that's called Western New York Constitutional, whatever the hell, Coalition. It's got the word Constitution. They wanted to kick me out yesterday I'm like, wait a minute, kick me out for just voicing my opinion about Donnie and explaining that, asking this motherfucker why he posts I said, you really, seriously, you believe the shit you just posted? Not even shit, I just said, do you really believe what you just posted? And then I broke down the Constitution and all that other good stuff, what the country's built upon, all that other stuff. Even in the comment, I said, and please think logically and respond logically before you fire back with a derogatory, negative, political, ideologist statement. And they literally did exactly what I told them they would do. And I even told them in my comment that they would do it. And they did it. I'm honest, man. I can't believe the shit that I'm witnessing. I really can't. Let me know if you holler if you can hear me. It's truly, guys, it's truly disturbing, scary, not really scary, but scary in a sense of that these people are amongst us. Okay? Let me know. I don't see any. Just somebody drop a comment or something. A hoo hoo, a ha ha, anything. It's 9:51. Somebody's out here. Everybody ain't busy. At least let me know if somebody, so that people can hear me and the comments are working. So, okay, there it is. Always to the rescue. Always to the rescue. Man, so yeah, it's sad, man. Thank you. So the comments do work. All right. But it truly is pretty man, it's bad, guys. It's really bad. Remember, I've been telling you guys this was good, dark Kushite. Shout out to you, thanks. I appreciate it. But man, this is I've been telling you guys about this energy, man, and it's gonna tell you it's gonna shift. Told you they're gonna be 100 times more extreme. You know, 2 days ago they were making up excuse was good, man. A few days ago they were like all and sad and somber and doubting and nervous and scared and crying and their Lord and Savior, the Messiah, right, was doing these tariffs and they were worried and people were doubting and then boom, he backs off and they're like, somebody literally said, somebody in a constitutional coalition group literally said, I'm gonna read the motherfucking ignorant ass, dumbass, goddamn fucking comment. Listen to this stupid shit, okay? If I can even find it. Listen to this dumbass shit. And this is somebody who then sent a flyer, said, you don't know what I've been dealing with. I've been in this and that organization, and send me a fucking flyer, right? I wish I was on a computer to show y'all what we're dealing with, guys. And this is like a heavy political, like, this is somebody that I would consider like, okay, I could rock out with you. You know what's up. But after the shit that they sent, oh no, I can't rock out with you. You don't even know what the fuck's going on. You don't know what kind of system you live in. You have no clue. You drinking all the damn Kool-Aid, right? So let me see. Yeah, okay. This is the shit right here. This is the post that as I posted yesterday, there may be a lot of economic pain ahead. However, Trump is doing the right thing. Americans need to understand that China was on its way to world dominance. This motherfucker obviously never took a look around his goddamn house, okay? He never looked around his house to see everything comes from China. Even made in America shit comes from China, okay? It all comes from China. Nothing is made in the United States, okay? Not much of anything is made in the United States. And then, if it is made in the United States, it's imported from China and rebranded and renamed with labels and upgrades and tinkers and this and that, but it still came from China, okay? In case that no one knows how this works, okay? Everything comes from China, all right? Everything, many things. They've since been, they've been trying to move stuff out, but when they get into these other countries like Vietnam and other stuff, the quality is shit. They're having issues with quality control. They're finding out their fucking government just as corrupt as, even more corrupt than the communist China. Then they shifted some of them companies back to China. See, people don't know how the system runs, but want to run their trap and talk and just nonsense that they hear on mainstream media. It's simply, just it's literally. I mean, it's bad, man. But anyways, China's on its way to world dominance. Does anyone really want a country that treats its own people that bad to dominate the world? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Uh, these people don't know what kind of place they live in, okay? We're not talking about this, what we got over here existing. What about the people, the administration that's been in power for a long time, okay? What do they do to people? Just because people believe it's something, okay, when people like us can see it's something else, all right, doesn't mean it's, we're living it up over here in hunky dory land over here. No, hell no, okay? When have you seen China warring with other countries? When? Not in our lifetime. When? When have you seen China warring with countries? Not since it's been hijacked, okay? Not since there are people that went through what we're going through now already over 150 years ago, okay? That's what stupid ass, they're not American. U.S. citizens, okay, believe, right? I don't like demeaning my ancestors, which are the Americans, which the etymology of that word is the original people of these lands. So all these motherfuckers running around talking to the Americans, there's not a document you own that states you're an American. Sorry, you're a U.S. citizen. Nothing that you hold in existence says you're American. Nada, nothing. So you're not American. You're a U.S. citizen. That's what I like to refer to these motherfuckers as, okay? Me, I'm an American. My blood comes from these lands. My blood comes from America, all right? And this is the thing. It's people like this that don't realize, bitch, I'm fighting for y'all motherfucking freedoms, okay? I'm fighting for y'all shit, all right? Even though I know what happened to my ancestors, all right? How about that? But these people, they don't care. They leaving it up to an administration, right? So, anyways, do you want to treat its own people that bad to dominate the world? Economic war is preferable to a real war. Americans in the past sacrificed their lives and everything else to keep the world somewhat free. We should be more than willing to, at the very least, feel some economic pain. This motherfucker's accepted, don't even care, just accepting it. Why? Because of the Messiah, right? And furthermore, if we have continued on the economic road we're on, there would be a total collapse. President Trump is simply doing what a responsible parent would do. Right then and there, I understand this person's mentality. I understand that they're a little boy. They're not a man. They can't man up and take care of their own affairs. So they need a guy like Donnie Trump to come in and, you know, run shit for him, right? Put all his face in him because this guy is not a man, okay? Nowhere was good, J. True. Nowhere close to being a man to say some ignorant ass, stupid ass shit like that. Could you understand what I just read? I mean, it's so many things that is just way wrong with a statement like that. And I simply said, you seriously believe what you just posted? You know? And this is what I said. It's just kind of long. I ain't about it. I can't read all that. I said, you seriously believe what you just posted? It's not about left or right, about Democrat and Republic. I can't believe I'm in a group called Constitutional Freedom and no one here understands anything about the Constitution or constitutional freedoms, nor understand what the country is actually about. You think an administration with policies is going to benefit you? There is a republic here formed by we the people, right? That's how this nation was formed. I'm talking about after, my ancestors went through whatever I'm leaving that out, okay? I'm standing on what's here to actually, keep us, well, it's probably too late, but what's here to actually keep us, you know, if we really want to, everybody wake up tomorrow and stood on this shit, these people would be gone without question. Okay, they would literally have to just go, all right, you got us. Take us if you want it. We're going to go to war with you guys because that's what would happen. All right. And I said, you think an administration with policy is going to benefit you? There is a republic here formed by we the people. Until we understand that, everything's going to completely keep going the way it's going. It doesn't matter which puppeteer master is in there. You're referring to China and don't even understand how the system works. You only believe what you hear on mainstream media, which ironically is fake news sometimes, according to what I see. But people believe the shit that is on the television, which is truly mind blowing. And any nation with its people that ever let a government run wild is no longer a people. And that's facts. Please try to refrain yourself from your pre programmed derogatory response and actually sit there and think about it instead of making enemies with people who challenge thought process thought processes. Why don't you why don't you get an understanding where these thoughts come from instead? I'm not programmed by mainstream media or social media alternatives. Just my 2 cents. Please, people, you need to look at what's truly going on. This is just me trying shaking the nest like, wake the fuck up. This motherfucker says, are you some kind of communist troll? Right off the back, the same person that posted that shit in a constitutional group, right? Says right off the back, are you some type of communist troll? And I have heard this shit was good rap samples 1,000 fucking times. Okay, 1,000 times, maybe more than 1,000 times. Okay, hundreds of times. I'm a communist. I'm a communist troll. Right off the back, how do you get communist troll off of what I stated? I know how. Of course, he's triggered. I talked about his Messiah. Trump is the Messiah, right? Are you some kind of communist troll? I never watched liberal fake news. What? What are you talking about? So you're talking about you don't watch. I'm sorry. I don't even understand that lingo. I was one of the. Then comes off. I was one of the Lee Zeldin's biggest supporters during the governor's race. Oh, hey, you're telling me a lot about yourself that I don't frankly need to know, want to know, nor care about because these you're just floating the puppet master dream over and over and over, right? Hold on, guys. I mean, this is wild stuff right here, right? So he was, the biggest supporter of Lee Zeldin, right? That's what he said during the governor's race. I have held events for many of our like-minded local and state candidates. You seem to have the temptation to use some rather bad language. Y'all heard what I read. There was nothing bad in there at all. Just straight facts dropping. That's it. Just straight facts. I have zero tolerance for that on my page. I attached poster. We'll say enough about me. Now tell us about you. And he sets a poster. Okay. Oh, I think I could show y'all this real quick. Sends a poster. Oh shit. Sends a freaking poster, right? This is the type of shit we're dealing with, guys. These people are psychotic, okay? This guy would want a person like me dead, all right? Out of his reality. Okay. This is the poster, okay? First off, he's got George Washington with this quote. Then he's got, I don't know why my camera's flipped. I got to change that setting. I don't know why it's like that. Then he's got that shit, but he's got like, some guy I don't even know. He's got some guy I have met before right here. This guy right, no, on this side. Damn, the shit's flipped around. This guy right here, he's cool as hell. That is a cool dude right there. He's cool. All right. But anyway, he's got this. He's got this quote from. I'll read the quote. He's got this quote from George Washington. Okay. This is how you chop the head off of these people. All right, which is actually the beast, right? Chop the head off of these people because they're under this beast, negative, dark, evil, devil, whatever you want to call it, spell that's casted over everybody, right? Don't forget yesterday, the portal was open, a year ago during that eclipse on the 8th of April. That's when that portal opened and brought a lot of this energy in here. And this is what we're witnessing, seeing, and watching unfold right before our very eyes. But that's another story, right? Now he said, it is, now this is a quote that he has on this thing, right? And he also has Andrew Giuliani, right? Which is Giuliani's son. Okay, man, come on, seriously. All right, a bunch of administrators. These are all people supporting an administrative representative democracy, not a republic, but a democracy. Sorry, until you guys start speaking republic and sounding like a republic, which is the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, which is what government is formed off of, okay? The true government stems from we the people, which created that document for people that we put in power to do as we say and operate and run a government. All right? That's what that paper is for, okay? If people don't understand and know, and be like, oh, it's because you did this and they did this, and they do gun laws and this, that. Because y'all motherfuckers are stupid. You don't realize the Republic stands. You let them do all this administrative shit. That's none of that shit is judicial. Everything that coincides with the Second Amendment judicially has always been upheld. Okay? Administratively, no. Bitch, you go to jail for a handgun. But guess what? Judicially, a fucking illegal immigrant walks free and they say he's got a right to bear arms under the Second Amendment. But yet, J Rock is walking down the street toting a pistol, all right, in his dangerous ass hood, okay, where it's really dangerous. And he's got it in case somebody, robs him or tries to kill him and his family. And the next thing you know, he gets hit with the gun and he's doing 5 years in federal prison. Oh, what happened to the Second Amendment? Well, one, they're not going to tell them about it. One, they're going to obtain a lawyer. That lawyer is not going to, because they're going to generate money through the administrative process, right? Which is criminal under UCC, and get them with some kind of, federal gun charge, right? Possessing some, state line, something it's in the paperwork, okay? And there won't be anything mentioned about the Constitution and the right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. Nothing. Because they're gonna like, oh, well, you're facing, 8 years here. You want to take 3, and they end up taking 3. Go to jail. You know, it just is what it is. Anyways, he's got this quote. It's from George Washington. It is impossible to rightly govern a nation without God and the Bible. George Washington. No, George Washington never said that shit. This quote has been debunked so long ago. Now, this dude posted all these accolades he's got, but yet posts a meme of George Washington of some shit he didn't say, because this country wasn't built off the foundations of Christianity or the Catholic faith, okay? George Washington was a deist, okay? And he visited an Anglican church, right? That's where his political affiliation went through, the Angelic Church, okay? Because in that time, the prominence was, what was it? The, was it the Roman Catholic? No, 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 no. It was the Church of England. The Royal Church of England was a dominant, okay, spiritual, following at the time when the United States was created and George Washington. George Washington never stated his quote. It was never in any historical record. The shit been debunked a long time ago. But he has this up here. So what does that let me know? Oh, he knows nothing about the Constitution because it was not built off of religion. That's a fact. That's undebatable. They were deists. Okay? And what's a deist? Well, that's kind of like what we are. We believe in an all creator, right? A creator God that create all things, right? We respect religions, you know, just don't respect stupidity. Anyways, this is the type of shit I'm dealing. Only reason why I'm talking about it because I can educate on the way of talking about it. A lot of people don't understand this stuff. Now, the quote with Thomas Jefferson, yeah, he said that when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. He said that. That's verifiable. But that other shit, no. You know. Seriously. So it's just things like this, and which causes just more craziness, right? Yeah, George Washington was also amazing. Exactly. You know, which we all know where that goes back to. Uh, so it's wild stuff, man. To witness what is going on with this messiah nonsense. It's dangerous, guys. It's dangerous. I'm not. Trump ain't dangerous. It's the people that believe in him that are dangerous. Look how they literally they lose it like the leftist liberals, man, did. It's no different, but they lose it even worse. People are psychotic, man. It's just bad, man. Truly bad. And these are, and so now what do we have? We have the tariffs are suspended for a little bit, right? Oh man, I saw a post today and here. See, Trump knew what he was doing. He's playing 3D chess. You know, I just feel so. Trump playing 3D chess and all this other stuff. He knew what he was doing. He just wanted to make deals and lower tariffs all around the world so we could have a better economy. And now 84%, whatever, 80 some percent on China. Yeah, take China down. Not realizing, you dumb motherfuckers, everything comes from China. That was the main objective. They're letting you know, guys, everything's gonna still go up. Okay? It's still gonna go up because everything comes from China. Look around your house, man. And then somebody was a nerve to argue with me about China and they're an enemy and they're stealing our data. And I said, what type of device are you on right now? They said, I'm on an iPhone 16. I said, you dumb motherfucker, the iPhone 16 was made in China. You're worried about your data? It's made in China. And you're on Facebook, which has companies that are affiliated with China and AI, artificial intelligence, all kinds of technology that you wouldn't even begin to even think about understanding. It's really mind blowing watching this unfold in front of our very eyes, man. You know, it really is crazy mind blowing. So yeah, let's take a breather there. I just, and y'all motherfuckers that be, coming to the thing, drop this link. Y'all check this video. This is for y'all. Y'all people y'all gotta wake up, man. You can't see that there is, there is one side and it's out to get you. There's no two sides. There is no Democrat and Republic. That's a big farce, okay? It's to get you to want something better. They're going to use, well, it's the old Constitution as the problem, not realizing, no, it's not the problem. The problem is you guys voting and demanding, okay, a representative government, okay? Think about it. They played y'all. Look at Kamala Harris, ain't hear a word. Look at Obama, they were talking all that shit. Ain't say a word. Transfer of power, peaceful transfer of power. Kept saying that. These people don't even lie to you. They're going to have a peaceful transfer of power, and that's what they worry about. Okay, they worry about a January 6th type scenario, so they created one. Okay, so you're scared of it. Oh my God. So they created it. That way, the Americans would never get the idea because they need a peaceful transfer of power. Because the only way they get this is through your consent. And as long as you're voting for both of the same bird, you're ignoring the republic. Because the republic, you don't need to vote for it. It already stands. What you do is you put representatives in there that's going to operate in the confines of the Constitution. Anything outside of that is null and void. That's the law. That's what it says. Okay? But because you accepted and voted for a representative democracy, a form of government, that's what you got. And that's why you see the disconnect. And they make it clear as day that you could actually see that it's why everything going to the Supreme Court. Well, that's because that's where the supreme law of the land is. Why is Trump at Supreme Court? They playing y'all, man. They want you to change the framework of the Constitution. Therefore, they can come in with something new and do whatever the hell they want. They know goddamn well. They know goddamn well that Constitution was created in an age of enlightenment. Whatever touched those people around that time, okay, whether we went through war, whatever was going on, okay, when that thing was incepted and brought in, it was brought in for everything. People that say the opposite never studied it, never went back and actually looked in the understanding, never went back and looked at the non-Freemason presidents, okay, and what they stated, right? Don't let them fool you, because when you actually go look at some of these organizations, okay, wasn't just Freemason. There was other organizations that they really ain't fuck with each other like that. You know, you can go back and look. They really didn't fuck with each other like that. It was the beef. Remember, Hamilton was in a duel, okay, with another president. Okay, think about that. I mean, you got to go back and start. You got to read like archives and historical, facts. Like you can't even go around it. You know, evidence. Thanks, Flint. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Flint. So yeah, man, like this what we're witnessing, man, is all our protection is here and now. It's not Donnie. It's already here. It's been here the whole time. The longer it goes, the further it gets away from us. And you know, they said it best. Justice is the end of liberty. I mean, yeah, that's where we're going. Justice is the end of government, okay? They knew that, guys, because why? The republic, man, the people are the power, okay? They put the government in power. But if the people become injustice with themselves, there's no need for a government, okay? Injustice means upright and just, okay? Jurisdiction, it means one who could take care of their own affairs, self-governed, okay? They will take responsibility for their own actions because they are what? Response able. Okay? If something happens, they are response able. They can respond and be able to take care of it. Look, I did it. I gotta pay for it. I got whatever happens, I gotta deal with it. And that's what government was for. Okay, well, what happened? Such. Oh yeah, we'll formulate a contract. You're right. You did wrong. Yeah. But unfortunately, there's punishment for that, and it's agreed upon men under the common law, and it's agreed that you know it was a fortunate situation, but yeah, people don't understand that justice is the end of government. It ever has and always will be pursued until it be obtained or liberty be lost in its pursuit, and that's where they're going. They're like, hell, look, the people don't want it. We're up here. They're up here complaining about illegal aliens, you know, committing crimes here and there. And I get it. There's criminals everywhere. But they don't really care about their own people killing and robbing and stealing and raping and just doing the most heinous shit in society. They don't care about that. They want the illegals to go, but they want their own murderous people to stay. Like, well, let's let them out of jail. Now you start seeing them releasing people out of prison, making this dangerous society because they know you don't give a fuck. So they're gonna make you, okay, this is an energy thing. They're just turning our own energy against us so it could justify the outcome so they do not receive any kind of karmatic energy because they're doing what's best, okay, for society, for the energy that's around. All right. I mean, literally, we are literally in a time where there actually is true obtainable freedom if people just wake the fuck up. All right. They're doing a lot of like shit in New York State. I'm like, it's bad. They're letting people out of prison. They're cutting prison sentences down for all kind of shit. What they're telling you is like, oh, y'all shouldn't have been in the prison anyway. We've been doing y'all wrong from the giddy up. You know, John punches Jim in the face and breaks his eye socket. He don't go to jail. What is supposed to happen is he's supposed to be sanctioned. All right, he's supposed to be paying out of his ass. All right, and guess what he gonna do? He gonna act right. He like, man, I punched John in his fucking eye. It cost me $150,000. I mean, I'll never do that again. That was a dumb move, right? Nah, what they do is they reap all the benefit. They take you to jail, make you a slave, right? Create bonds, revenue. People better pay attention. Prisons are closing all across the United States. They're letting people out. Why? It has to do with the coming new system. Okay, it's not going to be the same system. All right, this is stuff I was telling y'all years ago when Kobe died, or what companies that Kobe was invested in, guys, with his partner. I forgot the white guy's name. I'm like, this shit ain't got nothing to do with our reality. I'm like, holy shit, these people are heavily invested in a new society. I couldn't even believe it. No, but nobody hear me. Nobody knows. But now you see the release of prisoners. Everybody, like, oh my God, it's the Dems. It's the Dems. No, you dumb motherfucker. Because there's not any money anymore. There's no prison investments like that anymore. All right. It was all a scam. It's all a sham. It's coming down. All right. No, it's not Donnie. It's not Donnie. It's because it's a whole new global system coming. They ain't gonna be able to make no money off of it. All right. That's where it's going. And this shit, it might get to the point where, hell, you do something, it might be disappear Bob and Scott time. Well, they fucking killed somebody. All right, chop his head off in the back, throw him in the dumpster. We don't need him. Put him in a liquefier slurry, then feed him to the fucking sheepflock masses. They'll eat it. They'll believe and eat anything. We already told them we could liquefy them, and they thought it was cool. They're like, oh, cool. Could go back to the earth and grow new plants, shit, with the human body parts. Crazy, man. But yeah, crashing and burning the system right before our eyes. This terror. I mean, I'm just so sick of hearing this shit, man. Like I said, I miss a good old. I miss Joe Biden. Shit, you know. Joe Biden wasn't that bad after all. At least we knew what we got. Nothing. We already knew what time it was. Crime. We already knew what was going down. Protests. We already know what was going down. The rainbow is floating everywhere. You know. I mean, at this point, shit, look at these crazy, wild ass fucking Trumpers. So much racism is going on right now. Deliberately, they're doing it on purpose. I know that, but still, people are falling for it. People are falling into the whole racial thing again, man. White versus black, black versus white. You got social engineers on social media pushing it, accepting it. There's the whole plan is through this Trump administration guy is to create white supremacy. That's what they're doing. All right. And have white people talk about their rights and how they're being discriminated against. That's what they're doing, guys. You should have been seeing this shit a long time ago, man. They reversing the polarities, reversing the energies. This is what they're doing. All right. And it's pretty messed up, you know? But a lot of shit, they got to keep us divided, man. They don't want us to figure it out and come together and realize that, damn, man, everything we crying for is right here. We just got to get these people, you know? They want you to go vote. These people scream, vote, vote, vote. Don't understand the system. And you tell them about the system. You show it to them word for word, point for point, and they still don't care, don't believe it. I don't believe you. My government, they go, no, what do you mean they're a representative government? Bitch, look it up. That's not the Constitution. Them people aren't, you know, them people aren't spitting the Constitution. I mean, think about it. They're not spitting no constitutional shit. They want to change it. They want to use it when they want to use it. Told y'all, I done read y'all, I done did videos of the what constitution? Mexican constitution, Chinese constitution, Russian constitution. Those constitutions sound dope as hell. But guess what? Their governments don't go by them. That's going to be the United States. We already ain't been going by them. If you read it, you be like, damn, man, we've been. Man, what is this? Well, how did they do it? Well, then you realize, oh shit, they did it through a representative government. It ain't even a damn government. Go look at all the go look at all the Article 3 case law, judicial case laws of government officials being challenged on the bill. Oh my, it is crazy. It is insane, man. It is like it is truly mind blowing to see all the evidence right in front of your fucking face, man. You know, right in front of your face. You see all the evidence, everything. And it's like, damn, and they strictly pointed out word for word, point for point about the representative government, okay? Administration, all right? The same one that they talk about all the time for the past eons, the Trump administration, the Biden administration, the Obama administration, the Trump administration, Obama administration, the Clinton administration, the Reagan administration. It's not a true government, okay? It's not the government, all right? That's why you vote for it. Okay? You vote for it. You vote for representatives of government. And they don't even lie about it at all. This is what you get. So shout out to all you guys. Rap samples. Yeah, it's good research, man. Oh, the high school stabbing. Yeah, it is creating more. That's what the whole point. I mean, we all know about that, you know. You can see that story a mile away, see it's all perfectly staged and everything in between. More than meets the eye, always. The news can make you guys look bad, guys are the worst people look at like saints. That's why people worship politicians. Yeah. But yeah, man, this stuff is wild. Let me look at a quick headline real quick. What was this? Hold on 1 second. So uh, oh man, freaking get a thing flash across my screen. Listen to this. This is this dude's chaotic truth channel. The New York City plane crash theory, Zachary Hubbard's take. Like seriously, I don't know what is up with this. This fucking internet shit is ridiculous. First thing I shows up in my damn thing when I go on because the guy's live all the time. This guy called it chaotic truth, but his headline is the New York City plane crash theory. Zachary Hubbard's take. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But anyways, uh, I was about to check out what's the breaking news was. What's the breaking news, real quick? Look at that. 3 adults, 3 children dead after passenger helicopter. I mean, the shit 33s. Oh my God, it's nonstop. Use numbers, but is it, is it what these motherfuckers talk about? Court orders return of U.S. deported. Now, this is some shit that I would dive into right here. Now, this is the shit y'all motherfuckers need to be worried about. Okay. U.S. top court instructs Trump to return man wrongly deported to El Salvador. All right. I would love to read this case. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do tonight because this is just a BBC News. It says U.S. Supreme Court has instructed the Trump administration to facilitate the return of a Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to a mega jail in El Salvador. The Trump administration has concluded that Kilmer Abargado Garcia was deported due to an administrative error, but appealed against the district court's order to facilitate an effective return to the U.S. On Thursday, a 9-0 ruling. Supreme Court declined to block the lower court's order. That order requires government to facilitate Alberto Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been if it had been if it had not been improperly sent. The justices ruled Mr. Garcia, a Salvadorian migrant, was one of the dozens of migrants the U.S. migrants in the U.S. last month placed on military planes and sent to El Salvador's infamous CCOT, um, Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, a prison known for housing gang members under an arrangement between the two countries. Now, if y'all don't know about, I've been made videos about the El Salvador president. I've been told you what they did there. It was a lot of political shit going on. Them motherfuckers, so-called, okay, we're gonna clean all this everything up. They got help from U.S. interests, guys, and they went in and they rounded up all the fucking criminals. But guess who they got? All the ones who were against that regime. They rounded all the motherfuckers. That's big news down there. All these innocent people that are in El Salvador prisons, right? They ain't gonna tell you about that. But I done made videos on that shit. All right. It's an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court last week. The Trump administration argued Judge Paula Zittis of the Maryland District Court lacked the authority to issue an order to return Mr. Garcia by blah, 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 and the U.S. officials cannot compel El Salvador to return Mr. Garcia. Look at this shit, man. Y'all better pay attention. This the shit motherfuckers need to be paying attention to. Fuck the tariffs and all that other stupid shit. All right, this is what people need to be paying attention to. You got governments fighting with amongst governments over improper constitutional, handlings, right? Government shit. And again, right? Look, read the headline straight. First sentence: the U.S. Supreme Court has instructed the Trump administration to facilitate the return. What does that tell you? The fucking government of the United States is telling the administrative government of the United States, look, return this motherfucker who's been mistakenly deported. And that's what people don't even understand. And it says right there, the Trump administration has conceded that Kilmer Alberto Garcia was deported due to an administrative error. Y'all motherfuckers better brush up on your legal lingo to know what the fuck is going on so you ain't got to count fucking chocula all day guessing on fucking 20,000 ciphers of fucking numbers to feel like you got some kind of unfound knowledge. I mean, that shit is overdue and that shit is dead. You guys should see that shit by now. All right? I mean, it's ridiculous at this point, you know? It's seriously ridiculous, you know? I mean, right then and there, just telling you, like these motherfuckers ain't the government. Wake the fuck up, people. These people ain't the government. People that are all for this deportation and shit, that is the administration showing the world, okay? United Nations, one of them, they got a treaty with the United States. Where the fuck they are, it doesn't matter. All right. Showing them that, showing the world that, hey, these U.S. citizens, but we call them Americans, right? We label them as U.S. citizens. These Americans, they want all these people deported. What the fuck y'all talking about? All right. They want all these people deported. And then people outside of this country understand what the United States, y'all people, man, motherfuckers over here are so stupid. You think that people come to America oh, I want to go to America. Looks beautiful, looks nice. I want to be like an American. These motherfuckers understand governments and the structures. They understand a fucked up ass government. They understand protections, right? You think they don't know nothing about a fucking piece of paper that protects their rights? Seriously. When motherfuckers come in the border, right? A lot of them give themselves up into the custody of the United States. Why? Because they know they've been trained. Somebody taught them. They learned it. That their rights will be upheld under the country of the government of the United States. And the people, right, built the government will accept it. But yet those people want them deported. Think about that. So now an administration like Trump comes along and shows the world, look, the people want them out of here. The people don't want them over here. What is it? What do you think that does to that document that the government was formed under? Yeah, people got to wake up, man. Smell the coffee. So winding it down. That's my 2 cents for today, and I appreciate all y'all that stop in and get a ear, get an earful. Hopefully, people will take this information and research it, not just you know let it go through one ear and out the other. But this is what it is, and it's what we dealing with firsthand. Shit, just want to open up for that's the most knowledge you're gonna get out of any news source right there. U.S. top court instructs Trump to return man wrongly deported. That was the headline, but you get into it, it says the U.S. Supreme Court instructed Trump administration. Fuck, I've been telling y'all. I think I just put those two words together, make it sound good, and it doesn't mean anything. And when I'm telling you, Trump administration, Biden administration, Obama administration, it's not the fucking government. It's just I'm making the shit up out of my ass. Dude, these motherfuckers aren't the fucking government at all. You know? The representatives of government. They're not the government. That's why they need you fighting. That's why they need you to be voting. And then the voters, are fighting amongst each other. And then they stress they needed a peaceful transfer of power because they're transferring the Biden administration power over to the Trump administration. You can't let the people know that they're the power. So we have to have a peaceful transfer of power. It wasn't the Democrats fighting the fucking Republicans and shit. It was just so your ass don't know what the fuck is going on to stop them from transferring the fucking power over to the administration, which in turn is the same fucking administration. I don't know how much easier I could ever explain this shit, but I try to explain it as simple as fucking possible. So Much love to y'all, and I will talk to y'all later.
So, when you hear me speak and the things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems because the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like Dawn of the Dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct because we're under a spell. We search for purpose, but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable because we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze.
You're sleepwalking.
It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell.
You're sleepwalking.
When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to
Stop sleepwalking.
We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. I'm tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they would define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why I aim this 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze.
You're sleepwalking.
It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell.
You're sleepwalking.
When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to
Stop sleepwalking.
There has to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to think for yourself. What am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?